Hello everyone. I hope you are well today. Welcome to my live stream weekdays at 11 a.m. Often I have a guest. Today I am solo on our session. So I hope you enjoyed. Today I'm speaking about success, balance, and a little bit about Gary Vaynerchuk as well. Thank you for tuning in and joining me. Do give me a hello in the comments if you are watching. Let me know that you are here. And if you're tuning in on the replay, make sure you give me a hashtag replay as well. For those of you that are new to me and don't know me, my name is Annette Ferguson. I am CEO of Annette & Co, UK-based accounting firm. I'm a chartered accountant, certified profit first professional and financial strategist. And we help business owners take home lots more money from their business for them and their families to enjoy. And saying that, I am going to be speaking about money and families in today's session. So we've recently seen in the last couple of days that Gary Vaynerchuk, if you don't know him, he's a big name CEO and entrepreneur. It appears, has him and his wife, it appears, have divorced, and he has found a new love, which all sounds great. And his followers have found it rather shocking. They found it rather shocking because he speaks about family first a lot. He speaks about how important his wife is in enabling him to do what he does. And so the question that comes up for me is, can we have it all? Can we have everything that we want in life? Is focusing too much on one area, are you paying a price there with that? Because we can see that Gary Vee is incredibly successful in his business life, but his home life clearly has not worked out the way he may have planned it when he got married 10, 15 years ago. And we know that Jeff Bezos in recent years has also got divorced. So can you be ultra focused on building a business and making as much money as you possibly can? These people earn way more than most of us could ever dream of having in our bank accounts. But can you do both? I want to say that the answer is yes. But in looking at what has happened with the announcement of Gary Vee's new girlfriend over the last couple of days, it's left many people asking, is it one or the other? Can we have all the business success that we ever could dream of and an amazing relationship, partnership, family life at the same time? And I think for me, it comes down to, what is your version of success? What does success look like to you? And making sure that you understand every single element of a successful life for yourself. Because for me, a successful life is a highly financially successful business. And I have numbers put on that. But for me, a successful life is also one where I have a great relationship with my husband. It's also one where I have an amazing relationship with my children and I see them regularly. And I come home and have dinner with them as a family. And I spend my weekends focused on them and not on my business. So will my business success suffer if I focus all this time on family? Well, perhaps I won't get there as quickly. Perhaps I won't even reach the lofty numbers that I have in my head for the financial success. But for me, it's not all about the money and the accolades. For me, it's about my family. And it's about doing the right thing by them. And if it means that my financial success is slower or that I don't quite reach it, then that is a price I am willing to pay. I am willing to pay the price of my business perhaps not doing quite so well. and skew it in favor of my family. But I wonder if some of these stories that we're hearing and that we often hear of successful, and I'm going to say male because it often is, successful male entrepreneurs, is perhaps because they were not willing to do it that way around. And that is, of course, a personal choice for each and every one of us. But we do need to understand that sometimes there is a price to pay. And sometimes that price to pay will be family. And sometimes that price to pay will be business. And that's what we speak about when people talk about balancing, about work-life balances and all those things. It is a balance and there are prices to pay. And it's understanding which you are willing to do for your version of success. I'm not saying one is right and one is wrong. What I'm saying is this is how I see it. For me, I would rather pay the price of my business not performing as well as it maybe could if I focused on it 24/7. But I also know that if I focused on my business 24/7, I would eat nothing but pizza and chocolate. I would be incredibly physically unhealthy. I know I would be sat in my office for hours and hours, well into the night. I would be mentally unhealthy. I wouldn't see daylight. And I would be emotionally unhealthy because I wouldn't have that time with my family that I truly cherish. And so, for me, I could do that. I am that type of person that could work all the hours. I have a to-do list longer than you could possibly imagine, and what I call an ideas park, which is all the other things that pop into my head that we could do. That is also longer than you could possibly imagine. I could generate more work for myself than I ever have hours in the day. Yet, I stop at 5 o'clock every day and I go home and have dinner as a family because that is more important to me. That is where I'm paying the price, and it's a price I am more than willing to pay. But when you're thinking about how you run your life and your business, you need to understand where you're willing to pay the price, in which areas, because there is one. So decide. Don't just fall into it or fall over things. Make a conscious decision of where you're willing to pay the price and where you're not, of what success looks like to you, of what balance looks like to you, and make it consciously, not something that you just fall into and end up in. I'm not saying that that's what happened to Bezos. I'm not saying that that's what happened to Gary Vee. But for you, make it consciously so that you really do understand where you're headed, what you want to achieve, and what you're willing to give up on or not. It's only in doing that, I believe, that we can establish a life that is leading us to where we want to be, that is living in alignment with the success that we want, the goals that we have, and the vision that we have for ourselves, our lives, our families, and our businesses. So yes, the money may be the most important thing to you. And if that is the case, there is no judgment on that. But for many of you listening, it might be that when you say family is the most important thing, you really mean it. And you mean that you are willing to earn less every year so that you can pick your kids up from school every day. And if that's the case, no judgment on you either, because it's our life and we get to choose. But just understand what you're choosing and understand which area you're paying the price for. I hope that this has been useful for you today. Make sure that you do mark in your diaries to join me every weekday at 11 a.m., where I am live wherever you happen to be watching today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wherever you're watching, do make sure you give us some thumbs up, some hearts, some likes, whatever it is on whichever platform you are. Share this out. Tag a fellow business owner who needs to hear this message. And I will speak to you all very soon. Take care, everyone.